Hello everyone, my name's Steph. I'm Botanist Cool. Today I am here with the Ace Attorney expert herself.
Katie.
Katie! Hello everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Help.
So I may be roboting today, but we'll figure it out.
We'll work through it 100%. 100% we will work through it. And it's gonna be okay. But yeah, we're here today to play some Ace Attorney Chronicles, which, as you guys know, takes place in modern day Japan. I can't meme this, actually. I tried to make it a meme. I couldn't do it. I'm sorry, guys.
What are you trying to say?
I was trying to do a meme. It didn't work. Let's forget that happened.
I just don't know what you're even
Neither do I. It's fine. I'm embarrassed. Hey, Bloom Doom. How are you today? Oh, God. Yeah, we just had to deal with Herlock. Oh, frick. I have to... Hold on. Give me a second to listen to Herlock's voice real quick. I gotta bring up a video of his voice, because now that he actually has, like... Now that he has a voice, I want to try to match it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, a lot of the characters have always had voices, but matching them is just a pain in the butt.
Oh, yes. Okay. Kind of going like this. All right.
Yes.
I think I've got it.
As I always say, much more dignified.
Much more dignified than he has any right to be. Alright, let's go.
I wish I'd been thrown out like that.
I wish we managed to find some clues as to what this speckled band might be.
We didn't manage to investigate at all. But I imagine that we won't do for a while longer. Never get past that sailor garden door.
Not unless we knock him out! No!
Bam.
He's clearly glaring at us as to say, don't even think about it. Oh! Wait a minute! I'm gonna think about it!
Thought crime. Go to jail. What is it?
Well, what happened to our great detective friend? Where'd he go?
Oh yes, he's completely disappeared.
When did he do that? He slipped away as quietly as the wind, but not before ensuring these were securely back on my wrists. Oh, this man! This man! Herlock, you beautiful, horrible man. I really wish we had a chance to look around and miss Pavlova's cabin. Can't believe his name is Beef Stroganoff. I forgot about that. Can't believe it's fucking... It's like naming someone from Japan ramen noodle. Like, I'm sorry. Or naming from someone from... Oh, I mean, they did name someone Salmonella. I'm pretty sure he wasn't American.
I mean, about that. In later games, they have, Eldoon's noodles.
What?
Because they have Eldoon's noodles in Ace Attorney 4. And since I'm saying it, you might not catch it, but Eldoon is noodle spelled backwards.
Hey, Chip. Why am I copying? What do you mean, why am I copying? I'm so confused. Hey, Chip. What? Why do you look at like that? You want something? Hmm? Maybe. You want me to throw you out again, hmm? Oh, no, definitely not that. I played this part of the game as well. Just got past this part? Hell yeah. Well, then you're gonna be able to see the cool reactions we got. Next time I have to throw you out, I show you where the lobsters spend winter. Understand? Understand! Maybe I should steer clear of him until he's forgotten my face.
I don't think he'll ever forget your face. Naruhodo-san.
God damn, that's brutal. Alright, I can look around with M, right? Yeah, I can look around with M. I'm in part 3 and it's so good so far. That's awesome. That book on the top of the table there is really huge. There's a pamphlet too.
Yes, I'm sure that's the ship's log.
Shall we have a little look through it?
writing is so neat and precise. Detail about the voyage has been meticulously recorded.
You wouldn't expect a rough and ready sailor to such beautiful handwriting.
Look here. Last night's mostly blank.
Presumably that means there was nothing to report. Presumably. Oh, can we just sneak through the door now? Because he's guarded the other one.
That leads to the second-class area.
It's locked. I can't open it.
No, well, stands to reason. No one wants to let the murderer escape.
Why? Hey, why are you looking at me like that? Gosh, you gave me this very stern look. I am so connected to the rights. I hate this. I feel like after having played Right for so long, I just have a natural connection to him and his ancestors. Maybe I am secretly actually a Right. I'm not, just so you guys know. It looks like they're still investigating in here.
Yes, on that subject. I wonder if Inspector Hosonaga is unscathed.
What do you mean unscathed?
Surely you haven't forgotten, have you, Naruhodo-san?
No, but...
Don't you remember what he said about allowing you out of this cabin to investigate? He was going to talk to the captain about it. He said he'd lay his life on the line for you.
Oh, yeah. But I'm sure he was exaggerating. Let's see what he has to say for himself. He might have some new information for us. You never know. You, where did you go? Oh, sorry, I just went to the next door cabin to... Why? Who gave you permission for this? Well, I mean, Seaman Hosonaga did? That new Japanese, was it? Later, I'll roll him into a ball and throw him in a cold room. Whew. He's gone back to guarding the door.
I sure hope Inspector Hosonaga doesn't find himself in too much trouble on our...
He's really gone out of his way to help us, hasn't he? When we get back to Japan, we'll have to take him for steak at La Carnival.
That could be a very long time now, Naruhodo-san.
I mean, honestly, fair. So it's clear that these letters were written by the ink that was almost spilled on the floor, and they spell the Russian word for wardrobe.
It does seem to be an ambiguous pointer to you, Naruhodo-san, as you were sleeping in there.
But to be truly unambiguous, it would have to be spelled out. It should have spelled out my name, don't you think?
Either way, one fact... Hold on, the screen...
Oh, sure.
It's hard to imagine that Kazuma-sama would have written this word in Russian.
That's a good point, which begs the question of who did write it. That's what I was thinking too, like, why would he write in Russian? That's a good point. This is where Kazuma spent his final moments writing in his diary.
1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound. 1:35 a.m. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill.
Looking at his writing here on his page, it's almost impossible to believe that he's gone.
Kazuma-sama left us a valuable clue in these words. I'm sure of it. We have to solve this mystery, Naruhodo-san.
We will. Oh, there he is. I was wondering where he was. I was expecting to see like Herlock like coming out of this wardrobe here. I'm not gonna lie. Oh my god! Oh shit! Hosonaga, no!
Yeah, he wasn't kidding.
Ah, you're back. Inspector!
What happened to you? Your face is...
Please, don't worry about it. They're just scratches. Made by a bear, maybe? When I told the captain I'd given you permission to investigate, he told me he'd pummel me with his fist and then toss me overboard. What? But the pummeling was over in a flash, and he must have decided against throwing me overboard. So it was nothing, really. Looks like he wasn't joking when he said he'd lay his life down the line if he had to.
Well, thanks to your efforts, we now know a little about the neighboring cabin.
Yes, so I understand.
Oh.
I bumped into a man claiming to be a great detective a little while ago. I think his name was something like Herlock Schlons. I don't think he was German, though. Ah, that explains it. Shall we compare notes, then? We can tell you what we found. Oh. Shall we compare notes, then? We can tell you what we found. Yes, let's do it. I'm sorry, but I'm like, we have a detective here. Like, what if I gave him the gumshoe voice? What? Nikolina Pavlova. She's in the cabin next door. Oh, do you know who she is? Please, what self-respecting ballet fan wouldn't know that graceful angel? Try it. Oh god, try it. Oops, I think I upset him there. Well, that tells us our neighbor cabin is unrelated to the case at least. God, no.
That's so unsuiting of him.
It's so bad.
At least wait till you get to England.
No,
like,
I
know that's
don't.
an
I'm not gonna
English
give a
accent, but-
Bostonian accent to any or New Yorker or Brooklynian accent there.
Why not?
If we find an American, you know, I'll give that access to the main prosecutor
I don't remember
antagonist.
if there's any Americans over there.
I'll just give it to the big prosecutor who's like the asshole who always breaks his wine. I'll give it to that guy. No, I'm kidding. Well, at least that tells us our neighboring cabin is unrelated to the case, at least. Oh? How? Because angels don't go around committing crimes, do they? Oops, now I definitely upset him. I think I'm with the wine guy. Nice.
Inspector, has your investigation in here proved fruitful?
If I'm honest, there's very little more I can do. Our duty is to make sure the scene isn't disturbed, ready to hand over to the Hong Kong police. So I'm just keeping watch here, trying not to take my eyes off the job.
Oh, I see.
Ah, there is one thing. I do have a small piece of new information for you. Oh? What?
Yes, do tell us, Inspector, please.
What is this new information you have, Inspector? It's this. The Buria medical officer's finished examination of the body. I managed to obtain the report. Oh, Cosmo's post-mortem report?
Kazuma-sama's...
So, what's the cause of death? Damage to the cervical vertebrae is what's written in the report.
His neck was broken?
Yes, it would seem so. There's no... So how would he be able to write if his neck was broken? If your neck breaks, can you still move the rest of your body?
I mean, the real answer is I think it depends on how it's broken, but...
Okay. There were no obvious wounds or other signs of injury, so at first I think they were considering poison. But it turns out they found no trace of poison in the system at all. Well, what weapon was used then? Nothing has been found as of yet, but the fact that there are no signs of a wound just may have been a blunt object, something that wouldn't have left a mark. Oh, I see.
All the body's nerves run through the spine to the brain. A strong enough impact to the neck could induce death. is a possibility, and no obvious wound would be left.
Poor Kazuma. I have a second copy of the report, and it might be useful. You're welcome to have it. Really? Are you sure? Yes, it's fine. I trust you.
Aww.
I feel so bad. I feel like we're gonna let him down eventually, and I'm really sad about that. Like, I don't want to let down Hosonaga. I really don't. I feel attached to this man now. Like
I love how you went from like hating him at first, and now you're like, he's my best friend.
I was gonna say exactly that. Like, I went from hating him at first, and now he's just my best friend. I don't want to let him down. He trusts me.
He trusts us.
He trusts us. No, me, Katie. I'm sorry, me. He trusts me.
Technically, he trusts Naruhodo.
That's okay. Fair enough. After all, if I didn't trust you, I'd never have agreed to leaving this cabin in the first place, would I?
Oh, Mr. Sholmes was here, was he?
Yes, he seemed to be enjoying himself a little too much as he crept about the floor investigating. But then he suddenly left. I suppose he must have become bored. Did he say anything at all? Actually, now that you mention it, yes. Just one thing, he practically shouted it. It's shoe polish, was all he said. Shoe polish? I wonder what he meant. It was when he was over there by the piece of broken glass. Do you see? Ah! Oh.
Ah, perhaps he was talking about this brick-colored mark, do you think?
Ah, yes, that must be it. But how did Mr. Sholmes know shoe polish? That leaves me cold, I'm afraid. I have no idea. What is this, Sato-san?
Well, Kazuma-sama was wearing leather shoes with a very dark tan hue.
Dark tan? A sort of dark brownish red, then.
Yes, a little like the color of red wine, but darker. I often repaired them for him.
Oh! Does this mean this mark was made by the polish on Kazuma's shoes as they scuffed on the floor? Which means he may have been dragged. That's really all I could tell you at this stage. I should return to my post. My fellow crewmen's eyes are boring into the back of my head. Yeah, that might be for the best. Thank you. Is he gonna die? I mean, why should I even ask Katie? She's gonna lie to me again.
Yeah, don't even worry about it. He's not even gonna die.
She just lied to me. You see that, guys? Did you hear the lie, the sinister lie in her voice?
Chef, why do you doubt me?
Why do I doubt you? I wonder. What's this case about, Katie?
Poor Inspector, you look exhausted. It's a good thing you won't die.
Oh, no, well... I'm actually on death row, you see. I've recently been diagnosed with stage 3 tuberculosis. Good water. I feel terrible that I failed to protect Asogi-san. He was my responsibility. Well, don't tell me when you find out, Chip. Of course, my pain is nothing compared to yours. You were his friends. Though the truth is, I seem to have a heavy head ever since I woke up this morning. A heavy head? That's interesting. My head's still throbbing too. You were definitely drugged. We were definitely fucking drugged. They're still letting us out.
Naruhodo-san. Seaman Stroganov has gone.
Wrong enough?
Burly Russian sailor who's always crossing his arms and glaring at us.
Ugh, all these Russian names are impossible to remember.
You know, like one.
2, there's also Nikolina Pavlova.
Yes, and of course, villain.
Yeah, villain. Oh, is this what I think it is?
Let's find out together.
Tra-la-la. Did you hear that? It sounded like someone singing. Oh, that's probably Nikolina. Okay. Tra-la-la-li-la-li-lay, I did it the great detective way.
This caroling. I know that lark-like voice.
Well, never mind that now. It's a golden opportunity for us.
Yes, you're right. We must seize it. Let's get inside Miss Pavlova's cabin while we still can and investigate.
Definitely. Before that, Stringy Knot crewman comes back. Stroganoff.
It's Stroganov, not Stringy Knot.
I thought I misread it, and then I realized I didn't misread it. And I try to correct the mispronunciation by mispronouncing a different mispronunciation. Amazing. She took whatever inside. God damn it. I still think she has a snake. Miss Pavlova isn't back yet. Misato-san. Oh! Where's she gone? Hey! What are you doing? Those are her private things!
There's not a moment to waste, Naruhodo-san. We must investigate as quickly as we can.
So she's looking at fashion. I suppose you're right. For Kazuma's sake. Not just for Kazuma.
Excuse me, I was about to speak. Not just for Kazuma-sama.
What do you mean?
It can't be long now until we arrive at port in Hong Kong. I don't want you to be in those handcuffs when we get there.
Are we friends now? Are we friends now? Really?
We must solve this case, Naruhodo-san. By ourselves if we have to.
Yes, we will. See if there's any traces of Pet.
Oh my, Miss Pavlova's case is open.
It's completely empty inside, but according to the great detective's great deduction, she was hiding her special friend in there.
Yes, a friend that she had to keep secret.
Because you're not allowed to bring animals aboard the SS Buria. I wonder what kind of animal she had in there. And more to the point, where is it now? If there's an animal in there, you should be able to find some fur or something. Come on!
Naruhodo-san, are you there?
Sorry? I'm right here. Yes. Why?
Oh, good. I thought you might have climbed into the wardrobe when I wasn't looking. There's no place like home.
Oh, come on! Oh, believe me, I don't have some strange compulsion to jump inside every wardrobe I see, you know.
Well, anyway, I'm not sure anyone could fit inside this one.
So full of things.
It's full of beautiful outfits. I suppose they're all stage costumes.
Yeah. I was rather hoping we might find Miss Pavlova's friend hiding there, but no such luck. I actually meant to search this thing behind it, but okay. So this ventilator connects to Kazuma's cabin next door.
Yes, although what a fool a shipbuilder must be to open a ventilator into another room.
Maybe. It's so that if there's a gas leak next door, the occupant of this cabin would notice and raise the alarm.
Or the occupants of both cabins would die of gas poisoning.
That's a possibility. Anyways, last night Cosmo wrote that he saw a speckled band coming from out of his ventilator. I'm excited to find out what it is, Chip. All the books have toppled over together. Look, every single one.
Do you think that's a god of the sea, perhaps? He's toppled too, though.
It's exactly the same as the bookcase next door. Cosmo's cabin.
Perhaps Miss Pavlova was practicing a difficult ballet pose and fell against the bookcase?
I don't know. Was she really practicing ballet on the same night she ran away from her ballet company?
Alright then. It must have been you. You lost your temper and knocked them all over.
Wait, I was in the closet. Not everything bad happens on the ship because of me, you know.
Well, anyway, I'll set them all straight again here and here, too. I don't like seeing things in disarray.
You're ruining evidence! You've already heard Hosonaga already. Don't do it again. There's just a few books on the desk. Nothing else by the looks of it.
Well, Miss Pavlova only ran away from the ballet last night. She's hardly occupied this cabin for any time at all.
That's true. I wonder what kind of book she likes to read.
Let me see. Yes, I see. It seems that Miss Pavlova enjoys reading
Russian novels that I can't read. High five, Steph! Thanks. I think I probably already knew that.
It's rude to ask too much of people, Naruhodo-san. Kindly remember that.
God, I'm so good at this detectiving stuff, Katie.
I suppose every cabin has a waste paper basket.
Shall we have a little look inside and see what's been thrown away?
Naruhodo-san. It's poor etiquette to go cycling through someone's rubbish, you know.
Ugh, those eyes. She's looking at me like I'm a piece of rubbish now.
However, these are special circumstances, I think.
Exactly! We have no choice. Hardly anything in here at all.
Oh, well, that's a little disappointing. I wonder what this little saucer is doing on the floor.
Give me 1 second. We have Primordial Whooper being redeemed real quick with, of course, his very beautiful badge. Boop. Ace Detective Primordial Whooper. Ace Attorney Primordial Whooper. Yeah, this doesn't look like it's been dropped. More like it was put there deliberately.
Oh, do you think that there could be a leak in the room just above here?
It's probably for the pet. What? A leak?
Is this ship quite safe?
I'm sure that even if there's a little leak in the roof, it doesn't mean the whole ship's gonna sink.
No, you're right. Of course you're right.
She's really trying to persuade herself, isn't she?
It would seem this teapot is empty.
So the natural conclusion is that the Russians are a very thirsty people.
Or, because Miss Pavlova only came into this cabin last night, she hasn't had the chance to make any tea yet? I mean, it could be either.
It's definitely that they're excessively thirsty. I'd lay 1,000 to 1 on it.
You're rather obstinate, aren't you, Naruhodo-san?
Alright, what am I in here supposed to find? That's the question. Oh, let's read the rules again. Ah yes, they're displayed in the cabin too. Look, the SS Beria Rules of Passage. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden.
I suppose Miss Pavlova realized that she needs to keep the contents of her case a secret after she read this. Her special friend, I mean.
I wonder where her friend disappeared to for now. It's probably having fun exploring the ship, I imagine.
I just hope Seaman Stroganov doesn't find it and throw it overboard.
Good point. Oh, yeah, so do I. Captain Bob, dude, thank you very much for the raid, my friend. Hello there, everyone. My name's Steph from Botanist Cool. Today, I am here with my friend Katie. Yeah, Katie.
Hello.
Katie is here doing a fantastic stream with me today on the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, the Kerbal Dance. I am so glad you like it. It's one of my favorites. I think I've got to do something real quick to actually fix that up, because I am still working on getting a few things fixed up for the stream when that kind of stuff happens. So welcome on in, Captain Bob. I hope you're having a absolutely fantastic day, and I do hope everyone's doing great today from your stream and from everywhere. I hope you guys are doing great. And guys, my name's Seth. I'm Botanist Cool. If you like Ace Attorney, well, here's some good news. I have a whole playlist of Ace Attorney over on my YouTube. You guys can watch it anytime you want. Make sure to leave a subscription. Make sure to leave a follow. And if you want to hear some bad voice acting from me and some great voice acting from Katie, this is the place to be here for it. All right, guys? Do you want to say?
I do think it's the opposite.
I'm going to do a quick test raid real quick just to see if my new alert system's working properly, because I realized I'd have messed that up. Hold on. There we go, much better. All right, good, we're good. Thank you. Jeffrey, the domestic chicken, has redeemed Little Bud. Let's get Little Bud in here, guys. All right, let's go. Let's continue on with this amazing work of art known as the Great Ace Attorney.
Yes, it's a bell cord. I can't resist.
She barely hesitated there, and she gave a good talk, too.
No, I didn't actually expect anyone to come.
We don't want them to. We're trying to investigate in secret. Also, where is the last, action? I want to explore this bag, but it's not letting me.
Yeah, I think you've gotten everything in this room.
Ah, I got the door. This cabin door has the same simple sort of bolted latch as our cabin room has. If the bolt's drawn across, there's no way anyone could enter. By the way, how was your stream, Captain Bob, dude? I forgot to give you a shout out. God damn. How dare I?
Yes, it's not particularly heavy duty bolt, is it?
The channel I'm shouting out does not exist? What? Oh my god. Pipey thinks it's so hard. Oh my god! I promise, guys. A lot of solo queue? Oh, hell yeah. What rank you at, buddy? What rank you at?
Still, it wouldn't slide across of its own accord, would it?
No. And that door's made of metal, so there's no chance of trickery using magnets to unbolt it from the outside.
And it seals up perfectly, too. Stop any seawater coming in. So you couldn't use the method you told me of passing a thread through a crack around the closed door, either.
Seems to know a lot of tricks for opening doors. I'm starting to see why they suspect me. That's about it, huh? I'm glad to hear you had a good time in the solo queue, Captain Bob, dude. That's good. That's good stuff. Go back into the room real quick. I'm done with this. No, I'm kidding. We gotta talk to him.
Oh, it's Mr. Sholmes. Look.
Wow, you never know where he's gonna turn up next, do you?
He seems to be stealing a look at something as he sings to himself.
Oh, let me get into the Sholmes accent real quick. Hold on. Ah, yes, this is how we talk as Herlock Sholmes. Tra-la-la-li-la-li-lay, I did it the great detective way. He's still singing. Do you think he hasn't noticed us?
Or he's simply in extremely high spirits.
Yes, there were times I'm sure you knew, when the yard bit off more than it could chew. And through it all when there was doubt, it's lucky Herlock was about. Excuse me. I saw the all and I stood tall. I did it the great detective way. Mr. Sholmes! Ah! What is it? You want to fight? Honestly, interrupting a fellow when he's singing, and I was just about to reach the climactic finish. I was a little animation, just a little.
Did you see his, like, jump back animation? It's my favorite.
It's so funny.
Oh.
he's just going boom, 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 boom. Come on, me boy. Come on, boom, boom. I love it, so good. Sorry, I thought you were never going to stop, so I figured now's as good a time as any. I nearly dropped you to the floor with one of my famous right hooks. Discombobulate. You came over. I see Naruhodo-san comes over to me while I'm in the hallway. I fall onto the ground, I get up, and then I discombobulate. He starts falling from his discombobulation. I reach up, pick him up, help him to his feet, and then I discombobulate. Discombobulate. Anyways. Alright, I get the picture now. Could you put those fists away? They have to change these entirely for him to put his fists away.
Mr. Sholmes, you seem to be examining something before we interrupted you.
Ah, yes, that. I was immersed in the study of the ship's logs, as penned by the stockily-built crewman who's usually on guard here.
Oh yes, the ship's log.
Did you find out anything useful from it? Well, after 2 a.m. this morning, the majority of the entries are blank. Which means there was nothing to report. Nothing of note happened, so... Discombobulate! Such a stupid meme. I love it so much. God. For reference, guys, Robert Downey Jr.'s Sherlock Holmes. There's this whole fight scene where he just goes, he discombobulates someone by like doing the whole clapping his hands on the ears thing. So Katie and I have memed that to hell before, and it's... Well,
what it is someone has edited it so that every single step ends in discombobulate online. It's pretty fun.
So good. You truly are a student from the land of the rising sun. You've been utterly blinded by it. Sorry. The sun doesn't ride in England, my boy. In fact, all we have are clouds and rain. Therefore, we cannot be blinded by the sun. Your logic, my boy, is inverted.
To show.
Observe the other pages and all shall become clear. It would seem that the same crewman off stands sentry in this first-class passageway. And he has an almost religious practice of recording nothing to report every half hour. Oh, he writes that in every 30 minutes? Show us, please. Just look up Sherlock Holmes Discombobulated on YouTube. Go for it, real quick.
Nothing to report.
Precisely. Put simply, the seaman writes nothing to report when there's just that. And yet, the ship's log from last night is largely blank. He didn't even write nothing to report.
Do you mean?
Indeed, yes. There were circumstances afoot last night which led to the seaman being absent from his post.
What kind of circumstances? What happened?
That remains a mystery for now, but we can be sure something significant took place. So significant that it caused the seaman to forget his regular habit of scribbling nothing to report in the log. These are important details. I would stake my life on it. You must log the ship's log into your mental file, or perhaps you might call it the court record. Now that deduction was worthy of a great detective. Ah, yes, you're starting to understand what my way is, I see. What makes Shlome's brilliance. Oh, ouch. What is that look on his face? He's just like, ah. Oh, poor man's constipated. What, are you hurt? Oh, don't worry yourself. I seem to have been afflicted with a throbbing head this morning for some reason. Nothing more. Everyone has a throbbing head. You there, Katie?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Well, my friends, until our next encounter. I think I kept a good voice that entire time, honestly.
You did, I think.
He's still singing to himself. I can hear it as he wanders off the passageway. Is something wrong, Sada-san? You seem lost in thought.
It's just... well, I feel the same.
Sorry?
Ever since I woke this morning, I've had something of a headache. A sort of continuous throbbing.
Oh, you too? Well, that's not good. We're probably going to show him something, huh? How do I show him this?
You present it?
Oh, I did not press present, did I? No,
I think.
court record?
Oh wait, no, you have to... I think it's get out of this. I'm trying to remember.
Oh, so I can't present anything to him, okay. You pulling a Mr. Roboto? I can't hear you. Ooh.
What's that?
Shut down the engines immediately. Vessel sighted a quarter mile forward. Full stop. Hard to starboard. All hands brace for impact. What the?
I think we're about to crash into another ship.
Picturing Scheme just like, God, that was a horrible voice you just said, Steph. What?
I can't stand.
Step the sand. Hold on to me. Ah! Susato-san, are you alright? Are you injured at all?
I think I'm fine. Thank you, Naruhodo-san.
Looks like we avoided a collision.
My scars. I think.
Yeah, the ship has come to a stop.
Oh my goodness! What about you, Naruhodo-san? Are you hurt?
No, I'm fine. Hello, is anyone there? Shout if you need assistance. Oh, it sounds like... Oh.
Inspector Hosonaga.
Is that you in there, Naruhodo-san? Unbolt the door, quickly! What? The bolt? Look at that!
Look at that!
The door's bolted! Did you do that, Susato-san?
No, I didn't touch it.
Well, that's strange. How did... And... Look at all the books. They're just like they were before again.
Naruhodo-san, aren't you going to open the door and let the inspector in?
I'd better tidy this place up first. Why? Our violent emergency stop had solved one mystery, at least, in a very vivid way, but I knew that what awaited us on the other side of the cabin door would not be pleasant. I hurried around, tidying the cabin up with a new sense of foreboding in my heart. So last night something, we stopped violently for some reason, is what we're getting at. Alright. Alright, let's continue on with this shit.
Woo!
Somehow, the door to the cabin we were in ended up bolted after we made an emergency stop. Sato-san took a deep breath, and gently slid back the bolt. You, what are you doing in Miss Pavlova's quarters? Ah, you both look unhurt. Good. Yes, we're fine, thank you. What on earth happened? You heard something about that we were going to collide with another ship? Yes, it appears to have been a false report, though. Oh, how did that happen? There's a dense fog outside, so it's extremely difficult to see. Someone must have thought he saw a ship ahead. The person obviously triggered the alarm, and that's why we made an emergency stop. Everything is chaos. Passengers are screaming. Crew are running everywhere. This first-class area is the only quiet part of the ship at the moment.
Oh, I see.
Someone triggered the alarm? Does that mean that someone pressed that button outside?
Oh! You wicked intruder. Thrust all in back. You are the devil.
Sorry, me? I've been called a lot of things before, but devil is a first.
You opened my traveling case. How could you?
What? No, we didn't touch it.
That's right, Miss Pavlova. It was already open when we came into your cabin. Inspector.
Yes.
Arrest this man. I know he did it. He is a criminal. Is it not enough that he has killed a man?
And he's a stowaway as well. If Vixen promises not to steal chicken, do you believe?
Take him away. He is a trespasser as well as everything else.
Stowing away, trespassing, killing. She is right, you are a devil. Doesn't look good, does it? There is a cell below deck, throw him in. Tomorrow we dock in Hong Kong, then we give you straight to police. Wait, a cell?
Please, Inspector Hosonaga, is there nothing we can do?
This is a Russian vessel, I really have no jurisdiction here. After my last efforts to appeal to the captain's good nature, I think I'm all out of options.
This is terrible.
This is a real crisis. I've got to find a solution. Immediately. Oh, beans. I just need to keep calm and focus on the task at hand, which is investigating.
Don't touch my things.
You wanted me to show you where the coffers hibernate.
Hey, yeah.
Oh, come on!
I'm sorry, Mr. Naruto, what do you think you're doing?
Wow, everyone's attacking me. And I was just starting to think she was on my friend. Anyone help me out of this mess? Wait, is he here? Jesus fucking Christ! This is gonna happen a lot, isn't it? Like, on a scale of 1 to 10, you roboted so much. One more time.
You feel like throwing a little less than the time. There. Waiting.
That was a great impression of R2D2. Let's try that again.
God damn it. Never mind. I give up. Fate has decided against me.
That's what it does. What the? What are you doing up there? Mr. Slums! He has the fucking tiara on. Oh my god.
Those stupid eyes.
Naturally, I was analyzing the weight of 20,000 ruples, feeling like on one's head. Have I not told you that as a detective, it is my business to know what other people do not? This isn't mere tomfoolery, my boy. Oh, no, no, no. Well, why are you hanging from the hook then? Isn't it obvious to properly assess the weight of 20,000 ruples, naturally? I wish to determine if it would bend that conceited-looking hook on the wall, so full of brag and bounce. I never know whether to take this man seriously or not. Ah, you again, the great detective. Ah, Inspector, I confess I've been looking for you. I have something to report to you most urgently. Well, you might try looking for me somewhere other than a hook on the wall next time. What is to report? Speak. An urgent report from a great detective can mean but one thing. Yes, the case of the curious murder that took place last night here on this vessel, the steamship Buria, has been solved. By me, naturally. What?
Really?
Yes, I have eliminated all other possibilities. No other explanations exist. So, allow me to illuminate all your minds. For I'm about to reveal my great detective's greatly admired great deduction to the case. Are we dancing again?
Are we?
Ah, you have solved it. Even Hedgehog understands this case. We all knew who was responsible for killing student boy this morning. We found the criminal in wardrobe. It's the stowaway, and he has handcuffs to prove it. I didn't do it! The trouble is, it doesn't appear to be anyone else who could have killed the victim. Because as everybody knows, the cabin door was bolted shut from the inside. That means the culprit must have been someone who was inside the cabin.
Yes, it's what's called a locked room mystery in detective stories.
Costco, hi, hot dog, welcome on in. Late Bob Raid, welcome on in, my friends. Da, locked room, that is point.
The room was locked. Sorry, the room was locked.
Well, I can't deny that. There was no way the bolt could have been drawn across from the outside of the cabin. You're all quite mistaken. The cabin next door is not a so-called locked room at all.
Well,
Oh yes, there's another entrance! An entrance used last night by the culprit in order to gain access to the cabin despite the bolted door. What other entrance? We've never discovered one. Why? It gapes open mouth at you even as we speak. The ventilator man! The ventilator? You think this is funny? I cannot put my arm through that hole. That's because your arms are as thick as tree trunks. You're suggesting that the culprit entered and left the victim's cabin through that tiny opening. It's not possible. Ah, but it is! And last night, the victim even witnessed the intruder in the act of passing through the ventilator. Yeah, you know it's your pet speckled fucking snake.
Mr. Sholmes, do you mean... Are you referring to the words Kazuma-sama wrote in his diary? 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound. 1:35 a.m. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill.
Precisely, my dear madame. But what does it mean? What is this speckled band? The answer to that particular conundrum is in this very cabin. Mr. Sholmes, what are you doing? Discombobulating, my dear boy. There is a distinct element of danger, but fear not, I am ready. What I am about to expose for you all to see will shock you to your cores. Behold! Yeah, what the? Yeah, boy, the snake, let's go! Allow me to introduce you all to the band, the speckled band. A snake? Indubitably! Mr. Sholmes, just one thing. Pray, what troubles you? Well, that snake isn't really speckled, is it? Looks more stripy, wouldn't you say?
Yes, you're right. I think in this case you'd have to call it... the striped band, wouldn't you?
You both see and observe with distinction, however. Do you not think that is precisely the trap in which the culprit wishes you to fall?
You know those devious snakes.
Those devious snakes.
Oh my goodness, really? It's a trap.
How exactly? I think perhaps it's time I explain the intricacies of my train of thought. With dance. Are you ready, Miss Pavlova?
I'm sorry for the young man who died, but that is all. His death is nothing to do with me. This whole thing is nothing to do with me.
There are two conclusions I have drawn from the facts. Number one, last night your friend infiltrated the victim's cabin. And number two, that same friend was responsible for the victim losing his life.
No.
A constrictor around the neck, yeah, it's possible. He's turned as white as a bowl of rice again. Sholmes must be right. He's hit the nail on the head. This young woman's friend killed Mr. Asogi. It looks like he had a figure of the snake coiled around his head. I would advise as little movement as possible, seaman. You wouldn't want the fangs of that long friend in your neck. So, everyone, let us begin. Herlock Sholmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular. 2. Electric Boogaloo. Let's dance, baby! Oh my god. Miss Pavlova, moments ago you claimed the following. His death has nothing to do with me. The whole thing has nothing to do with me. Yet you cannot deceive yourself. Yes, when you recall those horrid events, your aching heart smarts with pain. What? And it's that very pain, that evidence is your inextricable link to the victim's death. So we ask, what was the nature of this intruder that stole the victim's cabin on that portentous night? Why, naturally, it was the friend which you have boarded the vessel with, was it not? Ah, as I suspected, another tall-tale glance. Without doubt, your friend is this writhing serpent we have seen before us. And yet, the fact leaves us with a quandary. It doesn't have fangs. Or at least it's not showing it. The victim, written observation that night in question, tell of a speckled band, whereas regrettably, this specimen's markings do not fit the description in any way. What explanation can we then give, pray? What is this sight that fell upon the victim's eyes last night? What's in your pocket?
No, don't look at me. This has nothing to do with any of this.
Oh, but it does! You have the answers to my quandary even now hidden behind your back. Yes, that which you're trying but failing to conceal can only be a snake sloth skin. Evidently, after the subtle and horrible crime, this most deadly friend of yours shed its original skin, no?
I don't know what you are talking about.
Last night through the ventilator visible in this cabin, then your then speckled friend slithered next door. Using the bell cord on the other side as a bridge, the serpent silently descended into the victim's quarters. In that dim light, it appeared the young gentleman who was about to lose his life as a speckled band. In summary, the nature of this friend of yours, which last night infiltrated the scene of the crime, is a rare breed of snake whose markings change each time it sloughs its skin. A snake so dreadful, we can only imagine it would be found in the deepest depths of India. Moving on, we've come to the heart of the matter, the grim demise of the victim. How did this young man lose his life and why? According to the data of which I have been appraised, it would appear that there were no visible signs of injury. In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by a terrible venom. Well, that's wrong. Now, if we take that into fact, we can reasonably imagine that there remains evidence to affirm that scene of the crime.
Could there be?
Yes, an examination of the deceased's body will prove the cause of death conclusively. The almost but not quite imperceptible puncture wounds left by venomous fangs will seal the truth. Yes, the vestiges of a snake bite delivered by your terrifying friend.
This makes no sense.
Loki redeems the hydrate. Thank you, Loki. Maybe a quick shout out to Loki before we continue on. Because by far, I will say this. Herlock's voice is wild to voice. There is no point in feigning ignorance, Miss Pavlova. After the incident, you endeavored to hide everything, didn't you? But now your involuntary glances betray the hiding place you choose. That's right, you hid the evidence that links you to the victim's death in that traveling case. When we first met in this cabin, it came to my attention that your case moved periodically. Your serpent assassin was restless inside, no doubt. You
don't.
It is telling me that the victim made note of a low whistling sound that he heard minutes before his end. It was your signal, was it not? The sound you used to train your serpent friend.
To train?
Indeed, you put the serpent through the ventilator and wait. After a period, I just heard that whistle. After a period, you summoned it back with a whistle. You couldn't know if the animal had done its duty, so you would listen for signs of life next door. If the victim appeared not to have been dispatched, you'd release the snake once more. Do you deny that this snake has undergone such training?
It's not true.
Having slithered through the ventilator and down the bell cord, the creature needed only to sink its fangs in once. And its venom would course through the victim's veins, ending his existence forever. That is the true nature of the speckled band that took the young man's life. There can be no doubt. My logic is infallible. And now we're gonna foul it. This is first and foremost, this is a constrictor, very clearly speaking. Thus concludes Herlock Shlom's great deductions of the speckled band. Everyone's face is so good. Even Susato, like, kind of like, yeah, it's great. Miss Pavlova has trained her pet snake as a killing machine. There, on the floor, you observe the sauce of milk. A promise of food is the key to training any creature. Incredible. You've solved the mystery. Amazing. Your great deduction really lives up to its name. I see now why Herlock Shlom's has become such a household name. My dear man, it was nothing remarkable. As the Russians say, I could not have done it with one left hand.
What's your opinion, Mr. Sholmes?
But of course, what's on your mind?
It's just about your deductions before. Some things don't quite make sense to me.
Hey, I'm getting off scot-free here. Relax, Susato. I welcome questions as to my methods. I will answer both loudly and proudly.
Well, good. First of all, snakes are egg-laying creatures, part of the reptile family.
You are well informed, madame.
And reptiles, milk.
Ah.
They're the only mammals that like milk, you see. So, I'm sure it would be possible to train using milk as a reward.
No matter. No doubt Miss Pavlova used some other treat to encourage her pet to do her bidding. Milk is merely an example the logic holds.
Well, there is something else. They have no ears.
That's a good point. Ah.
Yes, so I'm not sure it would really be possible to signal a snake by whistling.
But madame, what are the tales from Arabia? Have you not heard of the snakes that dance to the sound of a flute?
I think perhaps the performers play their music in time with the snake's natural movements.
Oh, I see. No hands, no feet, no ears. These creatures are so inept they're practically useless. Don't take it out on the snakes, Mr. Shlomes!
There is one other thing.
You have more.
Snakes use the scales on their bellies to propel themselves. So, I'm not really sure that a snake could manage to climb up a flat fell cord like the ones in these cabins.
Oh, they 100% could. Then it should try harder.
Please, don't be angry with me, Mr. Sholmes. The point is, even if the snake had gone through the ventilator to the next door cabin, it couldn't have come back without help. What I'm trying to say is that there are a number of reasons why it's difficult to imagine the snake could have had a part in this. Sadness.
Yeah, he's very sad.
I think we need to step in and help again, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh no, you don't mean...
Yes, we need to modify Mr. Sholmes' latest deductions and turn them into the great ones they ought to be.
God damn it. I had a feeling this was coming. Alright, let's give it a try. Just what I was waiting for, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, right. So, cast your eyes down to your wrist again. What? You've done it again!
Your handcuffs are gone.
Where did they go? Fear not! I shall see them restored after our work is done. I really wish you'd leave them off. Now, everyone, let us begin! Herlock Sholmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular.
Let's go.
Let's go. Oh, God. Course correction. Miss Pavlova, moments ago you claimed the following. His death is nothing to do with me. The whole thing is nothing to do with me. Yet you cannot deceive yourself. Yes, when you recall those hordes events, your aching heart smarts with pain. She doesn't have a pained expression on her face.
Yes. Sure, Kazuma-sama's death is heavily on her mind.
But you're not sure Mr. Holmes has read her quite correctly, is that it? Could there be some other way to interpret her expression then?
Let's take a moment and really look at Miss Pavlova.
Claw scratch from a cat. Oh!
Oh, Naruhodo-san, look. That looks like a very painful wound.
This is scratched by some kind of small animal. And fairly recently, too.
Well, whatever scratched her doesn't appear to be around here.
Yes!
Yes, when you recall those horrid events, that claw scratch smarts with pain. Indeed, a most simple observation reveals that the wound is fresh. Miss Pavlova, did you in fact receive that scratch sometime last night?
Ah. When I think about the young man who died next door, I feel so sad. When I am sad, the pain from this wound is worse.
Did you just have an allergic reaction and die? Like, timeout. Did he just have an allergic reaction and die? In that very pain, that evidence is your inexorable link to the victim's death. So we ask, what is the nature of this intruder that stole into the victim's cabin on that portentous night? Why, naturally, it was the friend with which you boarded this vessel, was it not? Ah, as I suspected, another telltale glance. Without doubt, your friend is the writhing serpent we see before us. It seems like the scratch on the back of Miss Pavlova's hand was made by this friend of hers, doesn't it? Except, snakes don't have claws, do they?
No, they don't. They don't even have hands or feet on which claws might grow.
Wow, they're so inept. Well then, if that snake isn't her pet, what is? What's the true identity of this friend of hers?
We should follow her gaze, Naruhodo-san. That's where we'll find the answer.
Seaman Stroganoff is her pet. Oh, there we go. Oh, look at that cute little kitty. Look at the photograph in this frame. This must be something Miss Pavlova brought for when she ran away.
She's exceptionally beautiful, isn't she?
Yeah, that's true, but personally, it's a little black creature she's holding that's caught my eye. Maybe we'd better take a closer look at this. Look at this little cat Miss Pavlova is cuddling here.
Oh, what a cute little kitten. It could vie with you, couldn't it, Naruhodo-san? For the blackest outfit.
Black kitten. And from the look of it, this picture at least, Miss Pavlova seems very attached to it.
Yes!
Without a doubt, your friend is the little kitten we see before us. Yes! The scratch on the back of your hand makes it abundantly clear.
Oh no.
The whereabouts of this black kitten isn't clear, but what is clear is that you brought an animal feeding you when you ran away, didn't you?
Ah. Darka is my best friend. I couldn't leave her behind.
Darka would appear to be a Russian blue. And yet the fact leaves us with a quandary. The victim's written observations of the night in question tell of a speckled band. Whereas, regrettably, this specimen's markings do not fit the description in any way. What explanation can we give them, pray? What was this sight that fell upon the victim's eyes last night?
No, don't look at me. This has nothing to do with any of these.
Ah, but it does! You have the answer to this quandary even now, hidden behind your back. Yes, that which you're trying but failing to conceal can only be a snake sloth skin.
Did you see that? She just took something out of her pocket and hid it behind her back.
She just left it in her pocket. No one would have ever known.
Oh yes, toys like that are Mr. Sholmes' specialty. He's ever so cleverly forced her to reveal something.
I thought abduction was a specialty. Or maybe making me believe that is a ploy too.
Anyway, I find it hard to believe that that's the skin of a snake.
In which case, just what is Miss Pavlova hiding behind her back? Well, it's speckled and it is a band, but what is it? Oh, it's a cat toy. It seems to be fluffy, soft and fluffy, and a long piece of cloth of sorts. It looks like the handle at one end. I think it may be a cat's toy. It's sort. Oh.
Hey, Hold on, I'm speaking. I think it may be a cat's toy. This is sort of common in the West, apparently.
How is that a toy for cats?
cats like to chase the band around and paw at it. Kittens in particular love that sort of play. You only need to wave it in front of them, and they pounce to catch it.
That sounds positively adorable.
Yes!
Yes, the thing that you're trying but failing to conceal is a cat's toy. Precisely, and the true nature of the now infamous speckled band.
Ah,
And it was this toy that you dangled through the ventilator. I know, right, Cammy? You waved it around and presumed naturally the victim could not fail to notice it. But why? For what reason? My dear boy, there can only be one answer to that. Murder. As her feline friend disappeared through the ventilator into the neighboring cabin, Miss Pavlova attempted to use a speckled cat's toy to incite the creature to return. Ah. In summary, the nature of this friend of Miss Pavlova's, which late last night infiltrated the scene of the crime, is a blithesome Russian blue breed of cat by the name of Darka.
ah!
A truly troublesome feline young Darka is proving to be. She must be caged, once found. You will forgive us for borrowing the photograph of your pet, Miss Pavlova. We just stole it. He's smoking, that's bad. I don't see any smoke coming out of that pipe. I think he's just having a good time with that. And you just got a thing? Alright, cool. I think he's just like chewing on it like you chew on the end of a straw. That's my canon
It
for
was
it.
after I gave her food last night.
1 second. Costco hot dog, thank you very much for the follow. I realized I didn't see the note for a while, but like, thank you very much for the follow, friend.
That's when it happened. She scratched the back of my hand, then ran up the bell cord. Before I could do anything, she had disappeared through the ventilator. I don't know if my Russian accent is any good.
Same here, homie. It's good.
Darka, she is so naughty.
Oh, a little kitty. Moving on, we've come to the heart of the matter. The grim demise of the victim. How did this young man lose his life and why? Unless she just got stabbed in the throat. Why is she cuddling it? I know she's in court, but bruh. According to the data of which I have appraised, it would appear that there's no visible signs of injury.
Ah,
In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by a terrible venom.
what Mr. Sholmes says is true. There were no signs of a wound anywhere on Kazuma-sama's body.
If he died from an allergic reaction, I'm gonna fucking flip. That's right. Mr. Sloan seems to be unaware of one very important detail. Kazuma wasn't poisoned.
Yes, it would seem so. Let's give him the information he's missing now.
My universe! No.
Yes!
In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by the post-mortem report. Cameo like that. Ah, yes, I knew it was one or the other. Of course, it had to be either a terrible, terrible venom or the post-mortem report. Who knows?
His neck was.
Indeed, the breaking of the cervical vertebrae is fatal. Only that Goliath would be strong enough to survive it. Seaman Stroganoff isn't some immortal freak, you know. I love his face. Look at his slouch. It's just like, ah. That is so fucking Phoenix too, by the way. That slouch right there, it's so fucking Phoenix. Or rather, should I say, Phoenix is so fucking Ryonosuke's. He's dead. Like, what the fuck am I seeing? Fair enough. The jury is out. Anyways, we have it on good authority. The victim's neck was broken. Who knows if this man is an immortal seaman? He may, in fact, be a sea god himself. We will never know. Now, if we take that as fact, we can reasonably imagine that there remains evidence to affirm at the crime scene.
Oh no, could there be?
An examination of the deceased's body will prove the cause of death conclusively. Yeah, so the victim's autopsy did happen. We got the report a little while ago. They think it was a broken neck. Gaza died because his neck was broken. In other words, he was probably struck by something or someone.
Yes, that's a distinct possibility. As of yet, no weapon has been found, though.
Presumably, Darka didn't silently creep up behind Kazuma and deal a fatal blow.
I suppose it's possible that he had a fall and hit the ground awkwardly.
That would explain the scuff mark, wouldn't it?
It could have been a terrible act of misfortune that he broke his neck completely by accident.
Oh yes, a bad fall could explain it.
It's rather hard to believe of Kazuma-sama, though. He wasn't a clumsy man.
Well, we need to fix the deduction somehow. Is there anything from the scene that could explain what happened?
Yes!
Yes, an examination of the mark on the floor will prove the cause of death conclusively. This particular mark, so prominently visible next to the victim's body, is a deposit of shoe polish.
Shoe polish.
Indeed, positively identified by a little analysis device I constructed, which I now carry as a matter of course. Beeswax, tallow, and dry were my results. The undeniable ingredients of shoe polish. And the color of the polish is a perfect match for the color of Mr. Asogi's laced leathered shoes. Looking at this mark, it's not hard to imagine what happened. For some reason, Mr. Asogi must have caught his foot at the point on the floor and tripped.
Please, no.
And by a dreadful turn of misfortune, caught his neck against some immovable object as he fell to the floor. Suffering a fatal blow to the spine, the victim's vertebrae shattered. In that instant, he lost his life.
No. I don't know. I don't know anything about this.
Is that really true, Miss Pavlova? What about the evidence left at the scene where Mr. Asogi lost his life? Yes, the facts are as clear as day to me. You did all you could to conceal the incriminating evidence. But now your involuntary glance betrays the hiding place you chose. That's right, you hid the evidence that links you to the victim's death in that traveling case.
I don't believe it. Kazuma-sama merely tripped over and now he's no more? It can't be true. I refuse to accept it.
I know it's hard to believe, but the mark on the floor does seem to suggest that's what happened.
But...
And this is part of Mr. Shalom's deduction is right. Miss Pavlova is trying to hide some evidence that would prove it. Here in this cabin. Somewhere in the direction that she just cast her eyes.
Where, I wonder?
Let's have a good look around. The answer must be here somewhere. Which my guess is going to be another pink thing. The cup.
This is a waste paper basket. Perhaps all the first-class cabins have them.
But Miss Pavlova's only started occupying this cabin late last night. Presumably there's not much rubbish in there yet. Oh, what's that?
It's a broken piece of glass, isn't it?
Yes, it is! And I feel like I've seen it somewhere before.
If it looks familiar, perhaps it's more than your mind playing simple tricks on you.
Yes!
The glass cup? Like, what the fuck? Exactly, Cammy. That's right, you hid the evidence that leaks you between the victim's death and that waste paper bucket.
Ah.
Here we have a fragment of some intricate glass object. It would seem one that has a familiar air, in fact. Precisely, we found another piece of broken glass on the floor in Mr. Asogi's cabin. And as you can see, the two pieces fit together perfectly.
Oh no.
So, Miss Pavlova, shall we consider what this tells us? Why would it be that part of this glass object, which was evidently broken at the scene of the victim's death, should be found in the waste paper basket in your cabin?
Ah.
You're well acquainted with this glass bell, are you not?
I don't.
I don't know. In that hushed Russian accent of yours won't save you this time, dear girl. Why? Because we have conclusive evidence linking you to the bell in question. You good?
Did you not hear me?
Nope.
Wow.
Take it away, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes. The evidence is linking Miss Pavlova to this little glass bell. That would be...
Yes!
If you look at this photograph, you can clearly see, hanging from Darker's collar, the very glass bell in question. The truth has caught up with you, Miss Pavlova. The young man who lost his life last night did so after a truly inauspicious fall. And the case of that fateful stumble? Your absent feline friend, Darka. Your absent feline friend, Darka. I'll edit post. You know, I won't.
I couldn't tell anyone. I'm sorry.
That's a sucky way to die. Oh my god. That's a really sucky way to die. Jesus Christ. Oh, poor Asogi.
Poor Sogi.
Why don't you tell us now, Miss Pavlova? Tell us exactly what happened last night.
It was a little after 1 in the morning. It was so late, but I hadn't had time to feed Darka, so I gave her some food. And then, all of a sudden, she scratched me and jumped out of my hands.
People do say cats become very anxious and nervous in new environments.
She was so fast. She disappeared through the ventilator before I could stop her.
And that is how you acquired the rather nasty wound on the back of your hand, I take it?
Yes. And I had read the rules on the wall. I knew that I was not allowed Darka with me.
Yes, modern science suggests that animals can carry infectious diseases. It is a precaution, really.
So I listened and I listened, trying to hear if there was some noise in the next cabin. It was very quiet. I was sure if someone was there, he must be sleeping.
So at that point, you thought it safe to try to lure the kitten back by dangling the end of the toy through the ventilator and into the adjoining cabin.
Taka always loved this toy, but it didn't work. Nothing worked. I tried using her favorite toy. I tried whistling for her softly, but nothing. She didn't return.
The fate Westlin Cosmo wrote about in his diary was Pavlova trying to retrieve her pet. Cats have a propensity to remain hidden in the shadows when frightened.
Yes, so there was nothing else I could do. I just had to wait until she had calmed down. But then... I nearly passed out with shock. I heard her cry out, and then... Oh, it was such a dreadful bang. Then afterwards, nothing. It was totally silent.
Cosmo was. From the appearance of the brown mark on the floor, it seems likely that what you've heard was the victim stepping on the glass bell and tripping up. The SS Buria is a large vessel, but even she can pitch and roll violently without warning. If Mr. Sogi was already off balance as a result of the ship lurching when the kitten got under his feet, the combination of unfortunate factors could easily have caused him to fall over. But what became of the kitten afterwards?
In the end, I managed to get her to come back through the ventilator.
Yet Daka's nowhere to be seen.
I must have forgotten to lock my case. And now she's disappeared again.
Gracious, that cat is insufferably restless as I am. Well, he knows something about himself at least. And yeah, Hosonaga needs an ice pack, 100%.
When I woke up this morning, I heard that a young man in the cabin next to mine had died. But I couldn't bring myself to tell anyone what had happened. I was too scared. Scared that they would send me back.
Oh, hold on a minute. What about the steak? You're right, where is it? If the steak isn't your friend, Pavlova, then whose is it and where did it come from? What on earth is such a dangerous creature doing here on board this ship? He's petting it, god damn it. Oh, I did not say. Snake is my friend. His name is Piroshkov. Piroshzikov. Piroshziko. What? What?
What's funny is, like, if you looked at his, I don't know, we'll probably get the chance again, but if you looked at his model before, he had the lines.
He has the lines.
The snake and wrapped around.
I was wondering what those lines were for the longest time. I did not know. I could not tell, so I was just like, I'll ignore him. But yeah, you got a good point. He does have the things around him.
It's really funny.
Now that we see the snake there, it makes fucking sense.
There's a lot. That's why I love, like, it's in other Ace Attorneys too, where it's just like, there's these little clues that just are totally meaningless to you, but when you play it like a second time, you're like, oh my god, wait, that's why this is like this, and that's why this, like, because sometimes they don't even, like, go into it in a lot of detail.
Yeah.
Like, I forget if they bring this up in more detail, the lines on him, but sometimes on a replay, you'll notice tiny little details that they don't even really get into that much, but it's just little hints to help you piece things together.
Yeah. Like, there's a little hint saying that Mr. Hosonaga got beat the shit out of, which is the black guy in his face. No, 100%. I was actually very curious about the lines on him, too. I'm like, This is going off the beefsteak thing a little too sincerely. Like they put grill marks on this guy. Like poor guy. That's what I was thinking. But I'm like, character design even weirder. He escaped from the cage when the emergency alarm sounded. I was looking for him. I did not expect to find him in here. Yes, how did that snake get into this cabin? But animals are not permitted on board. Ha! We are at sea for 1 year. You want to be so long without close friend, without somebody who understands. Couldn't you find someone a little more human who understands you better? But my dear burly fellow, a gargantuan venomous snake surely can appreciate the danger you're putting everyone in. No venom. But it is a constrictor. Piroskov does not have venom. He is harmless, very long but very gentle. He is very adorable like Granny. It's venomless. Yes. Now he is hungry, so he's in bad mood. But I feed him. You will see big smile. And you feed him what? Milk, I suppose? Ah! Like they say, milk chickens, ridiculous. Snakes that drink milk are only in stupid stories. Piroskov eats mouses. Big, fat, round mouses. Ah, oh, so... Is that what the mouse trap in the passageway is out there for? Of course. How else could I catch my friend's favorite food? I think it says top of the food chain, like the look in their eyes right now. It refuses to drink milk, it can't hear a whistle, it can't climb a bell cord, and it's not even venomous. How the deuce did something so inept land a starring role? It is not my fault. I do not make up stories. My Piroskov has nothing to do with this incident. So that's what happened. That's the truth behind my best friend's tragic death? But why did he write in Russian? Where did the Russian handwriting come from?
Nope, case is solved. Steph, don't even worry about it. Miss Pavlova. I understand the difficult situation you found yourself in, and I do sympathize.
But I will fucking kill you.
Please remember this. A young man lost his life. If you're going to attempt to cover up your guilt with lies, then no matter what the circumstances, I cannot forgive you. But...
What are you talking about, Miss Mikotoba? What lies? Miss Pavlova just confessed everything. It was just a series of unfortunate events, an accident. He died, boom.
Like, I don't know the truth. Even I can see that was not the truth. Don't you agree, Mr. Naruhodo?
To be perfectly honest, yeah. There's a discrepancy in Miss Pavlova's story, I'm sure of it. I just can't quite put my finger on it. I confess, I was intending to let Scotland Yard deal with any outstanding issue on this matter. Oh? I am only present here for a very specific reason. The truth is, you, Mr. Naruhodo, are simply a distraction. A distraction? I do hope you've not been finding your shackles too uncomfortable. Not this again. When did he do that? Scissors there on your wrist as a result of my intervention. I was rather hoping I could resolve matters before we made our next port call. You were Mr. Slomes? Yes, but I overlooked one important detail. The deceased young man was a very close companion of yours. Was he not? Yes. Cosmo was my closest friend. I owed him my freedom, even. In that case, we must follow this to its conclusion. No further distractions. You must uncover the real truth here, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, whatever that may be. Key to this is the discrepancy in Miss Pavlova's story. I'm sure if I can chase that down, maybe the truth will become clear. Look at that wind blowing even in death. The truth about how you really died, about how that senior cabin really came to be. Alright, I'll see what I can do. Excellent!
Thank you, Mr. Naruhodo.
So then, shall we begin? Are we dancing again? Yes! What we should ponder first is the victim who lost his life in the cabin that was bolted shut from the inside. What? Was this truly an unfortunate accident? Was it in fact no accident at all? That is what we must first establish. If I had the ability to help voice act, I would, but I have no way to join you. No, Cam, it's just me and my friend here, Katie. But we've already established it, haven't we? The man tripped over the kid and then climbed into his cabin via the ventilator. Tragic, yes, but still an accident. Wait, let's take a step back. Doesn't make sense that if that's what really happened, does it? I'm going to have to ask you to spell it out for me, I'm afraid. Yes, it's starting to take shape now. There's a clear contradiction between the facts and Miss Pavlova's story here. The evidence is right there in Cosmo's cabin. It's undeniable. His death couldn't possibly have been a mere accident. Really? Oh, don't tell me Hosonaga did the murdering. Hosonaga, my boy, no! He looked... No, it's Hosonaga, wasn't it?
So suspicious.
Let us show our hand, Mr. Naruhodo. Time to present the evidence. Prove that the victim's death was no mere accident.
Yes!
The truth is clearly recorded in this photograph print. There's no way that Mr. Sogi could have left this message on the floor. That script, it's Russian, isn't it? Indeed it is! The word written means wardrobe. I see what you mean. Most people would leave a dying message in their native language. Japanese in this case.
But maybe he was studying Russian. It is a simple language. He could have picked it up very fast.
Is Pavlova is bullshitting so much? Yeah, she is. That doesn't seem likely. That's actually... What? Oh, god dang it, Mitchell. Mitchell redeemed no cursing for 10 minutes. All right, let's go. We have 10 minutes on the clock. I'm gonna get some water in my throat real quick. Thank you, Mitchell. How you doing, bud? Sorry, what do you mean? Exactly what I said before. There's no way Mr. Sogi could have left this message on the floor. Is he a lefty? This is gonna be a lefty thing again. God dang it. And the reason why is clearly explained in here. Okay, good. Damage to the cerebral vertebrae resulting in instant death. Instant death. Huh. Did you get the new updated autopsy report, Ryunosuke? It's no longer instant death, but near instant death. I just coming in here like, you fool. Ah. Which means after the victim fell to the floor, he couldn't possibly have written anything. Because he was already dead.
Not the only reason either. There's something else we found in Mr. Asogi's cabin. A remnant of something that couldn't possibly have been there if what Miss Pavlova told us was true.
What? So Salas understood it too then. Putting this on the floor, there's something here that gives me the truth away. Oh god. Heck yeah, Mitchell. Glad to hear you're chilling. It's the door, isn't it? I mean...
One second, Steph. I'll be right back.
Alright, see you in a second. Oh god, I gotta think this through, y'all. The autopsy report works for all these types of cases. Yeah. Exactly. The autopsy report is fan-frickin-tastic. Almost cursed there, y'all. I don't blame you. Medical stuff be medical stuff. It'd be fun. Like, I liked House a lot as an example.
Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back. You know what? I'm gonna go with this one.
Yes!
What point? Okay. What point are you trying to make with that evidence? I'm starting to see how Cosmo's death really happened, I think. Oh, I have points here? Oh my god, I could wait, what? I could lose points here? Wait,
Yeah.
what? We're not in court!
No, you're only under arrest.
I think that you're starting to see something of sorts, and that was the evidence to prove it. Ugh.
There was no accident, and what we should be looking for is one of two things. Either the absence of something you'd expect to find at the scene of an accident, or the presence of something you wouldn't.
Most compendously put, my dear madame. Ah, I see. I confess your rather languid I see doesn't fill me with confidence, Mr. Naruhodo.
Don't worry, Mr. Naruhodo. I believe in you. Well, more than Mr. Sholmes does, anyway.
Yes, it's starting to take shape now. There's a clear contradiction between the facts and Miss Pavlova's story here. The evidence is right there in Cosmo's cabin. It's undeniable.
Yes!
There we go. This piece of broken glass next to the mark on the floor. But that's the glass the bell the kitten had around its neck. We already know all about that. It was broken in half when the victim tripped over the cat and fell. So we already have a satisfactory explanation. Where's the flaw in that logic? Unfortunately, that was a big flaw. A fatal flaw. What? That's really what happened. Then how did one half of the bell end up back here in this cabin? Ah.
Yes. Remember that we found the other half of the glass bell in that waste heaper basket. Would you care to explain that? Miss Pavlova. Oh no.
Both these pieces are evidence clearly pointing to the same conclusion. That when Mr. Asogi died last night at his cabin, there was someone else in the room. Who's that silhouette of? I have no clue. And that same person deliberately arranged the scene to disguise the truth in order to cover up his or her own guilt.
Yes, there was someone else present in Mr. Asogi's.
You are wasting time. Someone else was there. Da, of course, we know this. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Bulkhead was bolted shut from inside. There was no way in or out. Oh, yes. And the only other person in cabin with young student died was you.
Yes!
It's true. I wasn't in the cabin when it happened. You were shut inside the cabin wardrobe, to be precise about the details. But I don't know Russian. There's no way I could have left that message. Not would have. There's no way you could have left that message, to be precise about the details. You pompous son of a... Hold on. I almost cursed. Did not want to curse. Would you mind? Forgive me, my dear fellow. You are as inept as snakes when it comes to describing your situation. As I was saying, the person in question wrote the word wardrobe in Russian on the floor, and the attempt to incriminate me for the crime, even though I'd been asleep in there the whole time. And then the same person who picked up the broken glass bell that had fallen on the floor, for fear of becoming evidence that it would show how Mr. Sogi really died. But why wouldn't this person have taken all the pieces of the bell away? Leaving half behind was going to raise questions. Why was he in the closet? Because he was stowing away. Yes, well, it was past 1 o'clock in the early hours of the morning. The cabin would have been quite dark. The single small lamp suspended from the ceiling would barely have cast light on the floor. Little wonder then that the culprit failed to notice a fragment of the tiny item.
You all suspect me, don't you?
They're the raps, yeah. Tina Stroganoff. Nina is woman of sea. She is daughter of strong sailor. 2 years ago, they noticed her dancing skills and she went to join the ballet company. But before, she was dancer on the ship, a member of the ship's band. You do not accuse the ship's angel of being criminal. Ah, so that's it. You say that when young student died, Nina was there in his cabin. But that is not possible. I give my tooth. Well, this is... Wait, is this the trial? Is this the trial?
Yeah, there's no trial this one. It's all on the ship, baby.
Oh, I thought we were going to be headed towards a trial afterwards. Never mind.
Nope. This is the battle, life or death.
I did not notice at all. They're just like... Fuck, I can curse, baby. Let's go. And why would you give your tooth, pray? How can you be so sure? You are a great detective. You should know. Look, truth is in eyes. Cabin bulkhead was bolted shut from inside. Nobody could go into cabin. Not Nina, not anyone. Or you want me to tell the killer can walk through the locked doors? Night. It's impossible. He's right.
Oh wait, I've read about this in detective stories. People often try to thread around door latches so they can open and close them from the outside.
Fred, are you stupid? These bulkheads are not barn doors. Certainly not. These are watertight doors as one would expect to find in any modern steamship. A ghost is the killer, it's the only way. Maybe. Constructed of heavy steel with not a gap in sight. No threads or needles or magnets could have been used.
No. No, of course not. I thought so too. But Mr.
Wow!
Earlier, so...
Wow! So Sato-san, how could you shift onto me like that? So Seaman Stroganoff has a valid point. The cabin door couldn't have been bolted shut from the outside. Not necessarily! What? I put it to you, I could bolt this cabin door without laying a finger on it. And in this very cabin, we see the traces of the method I have in mind having been used before. I don't believe it. Well, Mr. Naruhodo, I believe you know what I mean, don't you? Maybe shut the bolt of the cabin door from the outside? One way does spring into mind, yes.
I really know what Mr. Holmes means, Mr. Naruhodo.
Yes! And so should you. Because we've seen it happen. Indeed we have. And I got it right nice. So, would you care to do the honors, Mr. Naruhodo? What are the telling signs of the method that was used to... Yeah.
Yes!
Look at the bookcase there. See how all the books and things have toppled over?
That must have happened when the ship made its emergency stop before.
Yes, that's right. It's a very powerful vessel after all. When the engines were thrown in reverse, a violent jolt goes across the entire ship. Any small objects that aren't fastened down are bound to fall over.
I believe... Yes, it's what's known as the force of inertia, acting on the objects.
Is there nothing Sato-san doesn't know? Or is that just... Or that is it in her book at least? Well, whatever it's called, the same force pushed over those books in the bookcase also made something else in the cabin move. The bolt on the cabin door.
Ah,
It's very obvious just after the emergency stop that the ship made earlier. We had come into this cabin not long before and we hadn't bolted the door. But then... Oh, this is a bop of the song. Hello, is anyone in there? Shout if you need assistance. Oh, that sounds like...
Inspector Hosonaga. Oh yes. That's it. When the ship stopped suddenly, the bolt flew across and locked the door.
Yes! It's made of metal, but small and light enough to be moved by the ship's sudden change of speed. Or the first force of ineptia, if that's what you want to call it. Are you trying to say that last night, after Mr. Asogi was killed, the SS Buria may have made another emergency stop? When I woke up this morning and looked around the cabin, I thought it looked a little odd. All the books on the shelves had toppled over, and all the ornaments... It's almost as if someone had run their hands across the shelves and deliberately knocked everything over.
Oh yes, I remember that.
The captain punched him.
And I stood them all up again, didn't I?
And when we came into this cabin, we were surprised to see the same thing in here. All the books and everything had toppled over, just like in Mr. Asogi's cabin.
Oh my.
Do you have anything to say about this, Miss Pavlova? Are you out of your mind? You say Buria made an emergency stop. It does seem a little far-fetched. How could that possibly have happened? Unless you're saying the culprit is actually someone from the engine room. Oh, it's simple enough. Are you forgetting that button in the passageway outside? Used to trigger the emergency alarm.
Oh, yes. There wasn't there, telling you to press the button in times of emergency.
On dark nights when the fog is dense, the captain cannot afford to rely on the eyes of his lookouts alone. Hence, the placement of a number of buttons around the vessel allows any crewman to raise the alarm. Thank you, Loki. That sort of button. One is almost compelled to press it to satisfy one's curiosity. He's like, I have definitely not done that, excuse me. Wait, it was you. When the button is pressed, two things happen in the interest of safety. The emergency alarm bell rings and the vessel comes to a complete stop. As indeed it did a little earlier today. Wait, did Herlock press it?
Did Herlock press it while you were in the room? Absolutely he did. Mr. Sholmes, surely it wasn't you who...
As I always say, a button has but one purpose in life. To be pressed whenever the occasion. He sounds almost like he's proud of himself. God damn it, Sholmes.
I
Discombobulate! I discombobulated that button like no tomorrow there, Naruhodo-san. How dare you mess with ship? I'll report you to the captain. You are in much trouble now. Now I'm sure all can wait until later. Let us not overlook the fact that we have now learned a valuable lesson when the vessel makes an emergency stop. The bolts on the cabin doors slide closed. So, what we must now consider...
Yes, it all comes down to one thing now. Last night, after what happened to Mr. Osoyu, did the ship make an emergency stop, or did it not?
You are idiots. Bruria is a huge ship with many passengers. If we make an emergency stop, even in the middle of night, there'll be chaos everywhere. What are your thoughts, Mr. Naruhodo? The red button, it must be pressed. It's the law, exactly, yeah. Well, it's certainly possible that some kind of emergency happened last night. We have evidence to support that idea.
Really? What evidence, Mr. Naruhodo?
Fascinating! Do show us, my good man! What evidence promotes the theory that some emergency gripped this festival last night?
Yes!
Seaman Stroganov, it's your duty to patrol the first-class area of the ship, is that right? That is correct. Why? And the ship's logs here, this would be where you would record the details of your duties. What are you doing with that? That is mine. Ah, you're rather carelessly left it atop a little makeshift bureau in the passageway out there. But as responsible passengers, we took it to our care with a mind to return it to you later. I left it there on purpose. It's where I always put it. The point is, looking at what you usually record, it's clear that under normal circumstances, you write the phrase nothing to report every 30 minutes. But from 2 o'clock last night to the first light this morning, nothing was recorded at all. Nothing recorded in the log. That is, because nothing happened. But if nothing happened, you would have normally written nothing to report, wouldn't you?
You tried to gulp with a Russian accent.
I did. I tried to go with a Russian accent. It didn't really work. I already have a bad Russian accent. May as well make a bad gulp of a Russian accent.
Sounded like you were choking to death.
That's what I do when I voice act, maybe. Choke to death. Indeed so. I'm suspecting that strong snake boy is dumb, maybe. I mean, everyone's intelligent in their own way. Indeed so.
He's intelligent in the way of muscles.
Yes, he's intelligent, muscularly speaking. He's got them sweet, sweet muscles, baby. Indeed so, which tells us that shortly after 2 a.m., something happened here aboard the SS Buria. Something sufficiently significant to make you forget to fill in the ship's log, in fact.
Are you suggesting that the ship really did make an emergency stop in the middle of the night?
Stop talking the rubbish. If I'm perfectly honest, I find it a little hard to believe myself. Oh, why? Well, because if something as major as an emergency stop had really happened, surely all of us would have noticed.
That's very true. Thanks to the emergency stop we experienced earlier, we all know what it feels like now. The ship lurched so violently, and the alarm bell was so loud. I can't imagine that anybody would sleep through that, even if it happened in the dead of night.
Well, no, that's a good point. What of the throbbing? Sorry, what do you mean? Your head, man! The throbbing of your head since the morning. We have all suffered with it.
Oh,
Oh, yes, I have had a headache, you're right. In fact, I haven't been feeling myself since I woke up today.
nor have I. My head has been feeling heavy ever since dawn.
Yes, you have all been afflicted, haven't you? Just as I suspected. Concussions, all of you! He's right, my head's been throbbing today too.
Someone came about and bashed each and every one of us on the head with a hammer.
Individually! He came into your rooms with a fire hydrant, and as such, you have forgotten the past 4 hours. And since eating dinner yesterday evening, everything felt sort of hazy. I can't really remember anything that happened after I climbed back inside the wardrobe. Then the first thing I noticed this morning was the throbbing pain in my head. I had really been dragged out of the wardrobe. And had those handcuffs put on me by that point. Why didn't I wake up when all this was happening to me? They used a magical tool called the brick, yes. Tell me, Mr. Naruhodo! You boarded this vessel as a stowaway, didn't you? Oh, well, yeah. Sorry. The stowaway class of accommodation doesn't usually include meals. What did you survive on? Ah, well, Cosmo looked after me. He was always happy to share his meals. He doesn't like chicken. So you enjoyed some of his whole roast chicken dish that's served yesterday evening, I take it? Yes, in fact. I had all of that. Cosmo wasn't fond of chicken. Oh, really? So the victim didn't eat any of the chicken at all? That's right, he didn't touch it. Is that relevant? My dear fellow, does that not strike you?
Oh, Mr. Sholmes, do you mean to say that there is something wrong with the chicken?
I do. No. Really? Is that really true? That meal prepared for the passengers might have been tampered with. Tampered with by the addition of a soporific designed to induce a very deep slumber in those who consumed it. A sleeping drug called a chloroform. You mean whoever did this laced every meal with a sleeping drug so no one would notice the ship's emergency stop?
Oh, that's not what... Far-fetched idea.
No, my dear, that's exactly what I mean! Precisely! Lacing every meal of every passenger on board with a soporific drug would certainly be impossible. Unless, that is, every single member of the crew was a conspirator! What?
Sholmes.
Well, seaman! I'm sorry to say that any more deception in this matter will get you nowhere. If you refuse to talk, there would have been an inquiry made through the ship's company, of course. And were that to happen, every member of the crew and the captain himself would have to be hauled over the coals. For aiding and abetting a renegade.
Please, no more. I will tell everything.
Eh?
I cannot make problems like this for everyone anymore.
These crewmen are your former comrades, I believe.
Yes. So when I decided to run away, I asked them to help me.
We agreed to help everybody together. She threw away everything. Her fame in the ballet, Mother Russia. We wanted to help our angel. I don't believe it. You are right. We put sleeping drug and trick in chicken last night. Yes, I remember now. I did notice chewing on a lump of something strange and bitter at one point. Ah, we could not make all drug, how you say, dissolve. Ugh! Talk about heavy seasoning! At midnight in waters of Shanghai, we brought our angel on board. She was helped by comrade on shore with a small fishing boat. While the passengers in the SS Berea slept soundly. Thanks to the almost magical effects of that slumber-inducing potion, their evening meals had contained. So if that's what happened, the only person awake on the ship last night were the crew, people who dislike chicken, and the newly boarded passenger, Miss Pavlova. And that means it would have been possible for you. You could have used the emergency stop trick to lock Kazka's cabin door. But how does that make sense? Surely every cabin door would have ended up locked in that case and there would have been complete chaos. Oh, I wouldn't say so. What? Of course. Just like us, all the other passengers would have been eating their evening meal of chicken in their cabins. After which they would have been overwhelmed by tiredness because of the sleeping drug. Quite. And accordingly, all passengers were already in their cabins for the night.
You didn't hear?
Nope.
Yes.
The overwhelming majority of passengers would habitually sleep with their cabin doors bolted anyways. And so not one of them would have found it remarkable to find the doors locked in the morning. In summary, in order to fasten the bolt of a single cabin door on the ship, the culprit brought the entire vessel to an emergency stop in the early hours of the morning. You have talked a long time and said many things. What is point? The point is what I've said earlier. There was somebody else present on the scene where the victim lost his life last night. Someone who left a message in Russian on the floor in an attempt to incriminate another. Someone who tried desperately to hide the broken fragments of glass that would reveal the culprit's identity. And someone who abused the ship's emergency stop procedure in order to lock a door. All told, a busy night.
But I don't know any about this. I am just a little girl.
You like to speak with your long English words and explain your clever ideas. But I am a sailor, and sailors do not listen to long, boring stories we do not believe. Sailors like me, we only trust what we see with our eyes. A laudable trait. What? I am quite of the same disposition, my good man. Observation to me is everything. Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, yeah. Do you hear it? The accusatory cry of guilt on the wind.
Accusatory cry of guilt.
Sorry, you've lost me. Proof of involvement, man! But you can't hear such a call with your ears. No! You must hear it with your eyes. For observation is the basis of all deduction. What are you talking about? I believe the time has come. For one final logic reasoning spectacular to expose the truth. Alright, let's do it. Oh, God. I'm doing a quick stretchy stretch. Yeah, chloroform theory is kind of true. I mean, I've breathed in chloroform before. It doesn't do what it does in the movies. On like small little bits. It doesn't.
You probably need to press it against a mouth for more than.
Yeah, it takes a while breathing chloroform to actually get any like significant, I guess the best way to put it is. It still works in video games, that's true. It still works in video games. Video games are somewhat inaccurate to real life. Believe it or not, video games do not mimic real life perfectly, guys. I don't know if you know this.
What are you talking about? No, let's do our dance of deduction. As the real Sherlock Holmes did.
As the real factual Sherlock Holmes did. Exactly. Alright, let's go for it. With what exactly, Mr. Shlomes? With observation, my dear fellow, just as I said, of these two perverse words. Observation.
You remember, Mr. Naruhodo, you know that somebody tried to fabricate evidence, don't we? By tampering with the scene of Mr. SOV's death. What we're looking for is some trace of evidence that one of these two was there when it happened.
Precisely, you're delightfully quick to grasp on meaning. Alright, I'll see what I can see. So we're looking for a trace of evidence that shows someone was there last night when Cosmo died. Show me your fingers! Can I see his fingers? I cannot. Ah! Oh, look at this! Some kind of stain in an unusual place.
Yeah. So, ink.
Pink, and it looks like the color too. Let's see where this came from. Nowhere important.
Yes!
Demon Stroganoff! You seem to have quite a large purple stain on the back of your white uniform there. Eh? Ah, yes, I do not know where the dirt comes from. So nothing in particular comes to mind about the stain. What are you trying to say? It would appear the significance of the stain has escaped your attention, seamen. Allow us to make it plain. The very large purple stain on the back of the Seaman Stroganoff's uniform.
I think what made it is clear.
Indeed it is! So, Mr. Naruhodo will present the evidence that proves it. My pleasure. Alright, then the evidence that proves the stain on the back of Seaman Stroganoff's uniform really is... We don't have the inkwell, huh? Well, I guess we have this picture. Alright.
Yes!
My man said it was dirt. Yeah, he said it was dirt. Yes, it's this photograph. The ink shows it. It's what caused the stain on your uniform. Ink. A rather unusual color of ink. Purple. The penny drops at last. Now you see the significance. A Russian word on the floor next to the victim's body was written in purple ink. And the stain on the back of the uniform is ink of the same color. If ink had been dry, could have possibly have stained your uniform in that way. Which means you must have been present in the cabin in the moments immediately after the ink was spilt. Alright, yes. It was me. I did it. Everything. I arranged everything in dead student's cabin to make it look like wardrobe man did it. Then I pressed button to make Buria door emergency stop and bolt cabin door shut. I did everything so no one would suspect our angel.
Please.
Don't worry, Angel. Let me do talking. It was after 1 in the morning. I was on duty patrolling passage. Then our angel came to me. She was white like sheet.
Please, you must.
God damn it. Alright. Toxic waste. With this Russian accent. That'd be great. Thanks, Loki. Thanks, Loki. Freaking sadist. I went with her to cabin number 1 was open. When I looked inside, I saw student boy on floor. What happened here?
Please. Anyway. El tetto di fan.
Everything that happened in cabin is like Angel told you. The kitten escaped through the ventilator into Mr. Asogi. Oh, the kitten escaped through the ventilator to Mr. Asogi's cabin. Then he tripped over it, broke his neck when he fell to the floor. Yes, that is right. So after the incident, the cat ran away. Miss Pavlova then visited the cabin next to hers, only to find its occupant lying lifeless on the floor. She said she was worried when she heard the sound of something falling on the floor. That's when she went to look. No, Angel. The door was not locked. So she opened to look, and you already know what happened after.
Just one thing, if you wouldn't mind.
What?
When you went to Mr. Asogi's cabin, Miss Pavlova, was he already dead? Why?
I already told you. When Nina opened the door,
I was asking Miss Pavlova.
Well, Miss Pavlova?
Yeah. Oh. Yes, that is right. I saw him. It was dark, and he was wearing black, but he was on the floor, not moving. I was scared. I understand, and I believe you.
Yeah, went to Russian to New York a second, yeah. So is that finally it now? Have we discovered the real truth about Kazuma's death at last?
Are you okay?
Toxic waste near did me in there, alright.
Oh boy.
Let's follow that up and finish it. Ah, something very new slipped my mind. Oh, Mr. Slomes? The photograph! Yes, I took this myself, you know. Maybe. The cause of death was a broken neck, therefore the victim died instantly. And the unfortunate incident that precipitated these events, a kitten on which the victim stumbled. However, these are the facts. There is one particular area in this photograph that seems to be somewhat unnatural. What do you mean unnatural? What are your thoughts on the matter, Mr. Haruno? Oh, well, Cosmo tripped and fell, and by some terrible stroke of bad luck, broke his neck. But this photograph seems unnatural. I mean, the writing. But also the kind of the fist. I want it to be known, in case I'm wrong, I do think the fist is weird. But I'm gonna go for the writing because it's the obvious one.
Yes!
This word in Russian clearly wasn't written by Kazuma, so if you're looking for something unnatural, that's the obvious point. Very true and certainly peculiar, but it's not what I meant by unnatural, I'm afraid. That particularly crass detail was orchestrated by the culprit. I need to identify another point.
Oh, I see.
Imagine, if you will, losing your footing yourself. I was right, it was the fist! In my opinion, if you landed in the victim's appears to have done, it would be the most unnatural. I'm sure you'll reach the same conclusion.
How thoughtful you are, Mr. Shone. Thank you for your gentle guidance.
Or it could be the fact he's on his stomach, I guess.
Yes!
Alright, if he really fell due to an unfortunate accident, then his fist just doesn't— Yeah!
Have more confidence, Steph.
Is that Herlock? That is Herlock Sholmes, yes. But this just doesn't seem right. The exact same thought occurred to me! In a fall, one's instinct is to open the palms flat. Yet here we see the victim with his left hand tightly balled into a fist. Almost, you might say. As though he were gripping something. What do you mean? Simply that I took the liberty of investigating the victim's fist a short while ago. You did? And what, my pray, do you imagine I found there, my dear fellow?
Oh, show us, please.
Why, of course, my dear madame. Would I keep you in suspense? Yes, you would. This is what I found.
Oh, a crescent moon with a little gemstone in the middle.
Yes, you are right. A crescent moon. A very pretty, but what does it tell us? It tells us nothing. I'm not so sure. That crescent moon looks familiar somehow. I'm sure I've seen it somewhere before. Observation, Mrs. Naruto! That is the key. What? The truth is now tantalizingly close. How did that crescent moon come to be in Kazuma's clenched fist? This is the final clue, the last piece of the puzzle. Ask yourself, what does this little crescent moon mean? What significance has it? And observe! Find your answer with your own eyes. It's the earrings, right? Yeah, it is, baby.
You have such petite ears among that beautiful hair, like little pink shells.
I actually noticed the earring before. It's like a moon thing, but I didn't notice that she was missing one. So when I saw it, I'm just like, she was missing one? Oh, what's that? There's something dangling down from her ear.
Yes, that's an earring. Wait, look. It's a crescent moon.
Ah! There can be no doubt, surely. This has nothing to do with the case whatsoever.
Yes!
Miss Pavlova, on your ear there. I see you have a crescent moon as well. Ah! What? And on your other ear, there seems to be a crescent moon missing. The little link holding it on must have broken, I suppose. Now the missing crescent moon has been found in the victim's clenched fist. Clearly, there's only one logical conclusion. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Naruhodo? Yeah. Miss Pavlova, Mr. Sogi must have grasped that crescent moon, pulled it from your ear, perhaps just moments before he fell to the ground. In other words, last night in Mr. Sogi's cabin, you witnessed the moment where the victim fell with your own eyes. In fact, you were at arm's length from him. Then the question is, why did Mr. Sogi do that? Why did he pull your earring from your ear and hold it in his clenched fist during his final moments?
Oh, no.
Angel. No one can protect you now. Please, Miss Pavlova, tell us the truth. Last night, what did you do to Kazuma?
Hurt.
Get accused of murder and defend yourself. That's how you become a lawyer, yeah.
When I think about everything that happened yesterday, it was too much. Running away, the fishing boat in the middle of the night, trying to climb onto this huge ship. And then, when I was at last in this cabin and I could relax after this horrible, long day. Darka, wait. I couldn't believe it when she disappeared through the ventilator. I tried to call her with a little whistle. I tried waving her favorite toy, but nothing worked. Darka would not come back.
Oh, what are you doing here at this time of night, Inspector? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was a friend of mine.
Young man from your country was very polite and kind. He helped me to find Darka, and he promised not to tell anyone.
And then you killed him.
Then, when I had my friend in my arms again, and I was going to the man's cabin.
Just a moment, sorry, but...
Oh, yes.
I'm sure I know your face. I've seen you somewhere before. Of course. You're Nikolina Pavlova, aren't you? The Russian ballerina.
Huh? No, I don't know that name. My heart nearly stopped when he said that. He knew who I was. How could this man from outland far in the faraway east know a Russian ballerina?
Yes, I saw your performance in Japan. The beauty of that ballet made a deep impression on me. But, what are you doing on the ship? I'm sure I read that your ballet company was performing in Shanghai at the moment.
I can't fool him. I have to tell him the truth and hope he doesn't tell anyone. I have no other choice.
I see, so you've run away.
Please keep my secret. Don't tell anyone.
Give me a moment. I could use another opinion here.
He's going to pull that cord. He's going to Captain. Why do you think I could trust him? Then it happened. Everything at once. It was only a second, but it felt like forever. Wait, I shouted, and then Taka jumped out of my arms and down to the young man's feet. And as he turned around to look at me,
Oh, Jesus Christ!
I pushed him. I don't even know why. I don't know why I scared. Had stopped anyone.
That's when you went to fetch help from Seaman Stroganoff, who was on duty at the passageway. I heard Nina cry out and fell on the floor, so I ran to her. She was standing at cabin door, shaking like leaf. She looked at me and said, "Help me, Beef." Oh.
If it will be, please, I have nowhere to go.
You decided to help. That's when you arranged things in Cosmo's cabin to make it look like I did it. But no one would suspect the passenger in the cabin next door. Yes. I went to the cabin and looked around to make sure there was nothing to show Nina was there. Then I found Stowaway, in wardrobe, still sleeping. Right, that's when he found me.
So you had a plan to lay the blame on the stowaway.
I closed wardrobe's doors and put back strange paper sign. Luckily for me, this is the only reason Susato-san started to believe me when I said I was innocent. I dragged the young man's body to a good place and used ink that was spilled to floor. Right. I wrote, so that person who found him would look inside the wardrobe and find Stowaway. And tell me, what of this glass bell?
It was by my feet, so I picked it up.
I see. Will do.
But it was dark in the cabin. I didn't notice the other half.
Then Angel went back to her cabin and I finished job. By pressing the emergency alarm button on the passageway? Yes. Accordingly, the SS Berea did indeed come to an emergency halt a little after 2 a.m., thus enticing the bolt on the cabin door to slide shut, creating the locked room mystery. So there's one thing I don't understand, Miss Pavlova.
But
Oh, you said that you told Cosmo about the fact that you'd run away from your homeland. That's because you were worried he was going to tell the captain that you pushed him. Isn't that right? But even if you had pulled the bell cord and called for the captain of the ship, aren't you friends with every member of the crew? Why would that have been a problem?
what he said first, that made me scared.
What he said first. What are you doing here at this time of night, Inspector? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was a friend of mine.
And then next door. Friend.
Ah, yes, meaning me. Who was supposed to be acting as his bodyguard.
I thought that police knew they would arrive. So before he could pull the bell cord, May I stop you a moment, please, Miss Pavlova? It just doesn't seem to make sense. I mean, what was Mr. Asogi really going to pull the bell cord? I don't know. What? What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo?
Well, I'm not Cosmo, so I can't know for certain, but... he was a man of his word. Told you he wouldn't give your secret away, then he wouldn't have done so.
No, he was walking over to it. He was going to pull the cord. He was going to make them send me back.
Well, Mr. Naruto, the day's work is not yet done, it seems. There is one more deduction to make. What? Another deduction? Yes! What action was the victim really about to take at that moment? Can we determine whether this young man's this young man's gaze was directed? Because we can see into the past, Naruto. My special goggles allow me to see into the past, so you can see your friend before he dies and witness his death firsthand and suffer from it. God, it's brutal. First, consider the
Very brutal, with the dramatic music playing and everything, Steph. Come on.
First, consider the victim's location within this cabin. It's easy. I remember every detail of that room. I mean, yeah, spent quite a lot of time in there, wardrobe. And still, that cabin was my home for this entire voyage.
So this is how the cabin looked last night when Miss Pavlova visited Kazuma-sama.
Yes, that was exactly how it was. Are you ready then, Mr. Naruto? Yes. There's one thing I've learned today. Is that a simple gaze can reveal all manner of truths. And not only that, in order to draw the right conclusion, you can't afford to be out by even a little bit when you're falling toward the gaze lands. So, let's turn away from Miss Pavlova. What exactly was Cosmo looking at? Definitely not the wardrobe.
Take that!
Considering everything that had happened last night, certainly may have looked as though Cosmo was going to ring the bell cord. Yes, however! What is directly besides the bell cord? The wardrobe. And more importantly, what was inside the wardrobe? The man's great friend, sleeping soundly.
Vova, please, back very carefully. What were Mr. Asogi's exact words last night?
Give me a moment. I could use another opinion here.
Another
Yes, but not from a member of the crew. No, Mr. Sogi indeed intended to consult his close friend on the matter. To see if between them, they might be able to help in some way, no doubt.
Oh no! Sadly, we can't know the truth for certain now. It's too late for that. But I wish you had made sure of what Mr. Asogi was looking at. Things may have ended very differently if you had.
Miss Pavlova, I want to thank you for finally admitting the truth. But, unfortunately, the truth is a man lost his life because of what you did. And that will never change. I hope you'll never forget that.
I'm sorry. Really. I'm so sorry. What have I done?
Damn, case 2 hitting fucking hard, okay. And so, at long last, the mystery surrounding the tragic accident on the SS Buria was finally laid to rest. But damn, case 2 hitting so fucking hard. Are you kidding me?
Great Ace Attorney goes really hard. It has some of the most stirring cases, I would say.
Alright. What will happen to Miss Pavlova now then? Once we reach Great Britain, she'll be handed over to the British police at Scotland Yard. What about the fact that she ran away from Russia? Won't the Russians try to repatriate her? Apparently the English detective can speak to... Oh, nope. Apparently the English detective can speak to the immigration office and sort that all out. Mr. Slomes could do that? She won't be going back to Russia then? No, I don't think so. Even if she wanted to return in the future, I doubt she would be able to. She ran away, so now she's in exile for life. I see. I'm sorry. Team Stroganoff. I wanted to help our angel, no matter what. But I didn't think about you, how you lost good friend. I will go with Nina. I will give myself to British police. Kind of you. In the meantime, thank you for letting me go free again. Cosmo's death feels like such a waste, but... Well, do what you can for Miss Pavlova, won't you? Ah. Well, I'm afraid you need to pack now. We're due to arrive in Hong Kong tomorrow. As much as it pains me, I'm going to have to hand you over to the consul to arrange your passage back to Japan. Yeah. I did stow away after all. Couldn't really expect any different. So, you should get back to your cabin now. Unless I become Cosmo Asogi now. It looks like my study tour to Great Britain is over before it even begun then. I think only days ago, Cosmo and I were laughing together about how we tear up the streets of London. Seems like a distant memory now. Oh, what's that? Is it someone weeping? Susat the sun.
Naruhodo-san, I didn't know that you had returned.
Oh, well, I hadn't been back long. Inspector Hosonaga just told me I should pack, you know? Ready to leave the ship tomorrow and all that.
I still can't believe this has happened. I can't believe someone's life can be over, just like that.
Sama-san.
He had such grand ideas for his visit to Great Britain. So many dreams. And now they've been cruelly taken away, just as he has. I thought I could never forgive the person responsible. But now we know the truth. That was just an accident. Just a silly series of mishaps. It's too much, Naruhodo-san. It's just too much.
Yeah, I know. God, who is this? Please don't tell me. I think
I know who, but...
I wish there was something more I could say. Nope! Fuck. I wish there was something more I could say.
Inspector.
My duty was to see Asogi-san safely to Great Britain. But I failed, and caused his two closest friends great pain and suffering as a result. I've let everyone down. And I will do anything to make it up for my terrible blunder. Nobody blames you, Inspector. Wait, what?! And I'm freaking out. He's saying, what? Huh? You shit. Surprise, Mr. Naruhodo! What is the meaning of this? Oh, A trifling matter. Simply that in my head I think I shall always picture you wearing those shackles. Without them, the balance seems all wrong. It's distracting. Sorry? So I decided to restore them for old time's sake, shall we say? You are a stowaway after all. If you don't know the voice, do Godot's voice. Yeah. You think this is funny?
Mr. Sholmes. We do appreciate all your assistance. I'd like to thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Not at all, not at all. And though it is a little late, may I offer my sincere condolences. The loss of your companion is truly heartrending. I hope that you will be able to fulfill some of his aspirations in his honor. I'm afraid that won't be possible. We shall be disembarking at the next port in Hong Kong. We have to return to Japan to make a full report about everything that's happened. What? Wait a minute. It's just me that has to go back, isn't it? I mean, I was a stowaway. The terms of this study tour were negotiated by the Department of Justice in both Great Britain and Japan. Must be one lawyer and one assistant. Was to be. In the light of Mr. Asogi's unfortunate death, I'm afraid the study tour can no longer go ahead. Oh no. I don't care for me, but... Poor Shisato-san. My dear fellows, the majority of the problems have an extremely simple solution, you know. All you require is one lawyer and the study tour can continue surely.
There's no one else with the necessary qualifications, Mr. Sholmes. We know of no other lawyer.
Qualifications, you say? Any qualifications obtained in your own country will be of little value in Great Britain, I'm afraid.
Oh, but...
But anyway, the voyage to London still promises a good month of time. Ample opportunity, I would say, to find yourselves another suitable lawyer.
Yes.
Mr. Sato?
Yes?
You think perhaps I might be able to do it?
Ah.
But you're not a lawyer, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, unless... Are you studying law? Nope. I'm not, but... I'm sorry, in that case I don't think there's even a chance it would work. But as I said, there is still more than a month before we reach England's shores. Isn't that right, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, I have a month in which to study to learn what I must become a lawyer in Great Britain.
Mr. Naruhodo.
That's ridiculous. Are you seriously suggesting anybody could learn all that in just 40 days? There's only one way to find out. I would work my fingers to the bone, Inspector, every single day. Will you let me try? And if, by the time we reach Great Britain, I haven't learned enough to be recognized as a lawyer, I'll take whatever punishment is deemed appropriate. But why would you put yourself in such a difficult position? For Kazuma. He said that there was something he had to do in Great Britain, and that he would sacrifice anything to make it happen. He was passionate about it. I can't let all that passion just come to nothing. And anyways, for my own benefit too. I will become a lawyer. I have to. What do you say, Mr. Sato?
I think it's a wonderful idea.
Thank you. So, what does our bespectacled inspector friend said? Are you serious? Once a lawyer, one lawyer and one assistant. The numbers are indisputable. No, it's madness. Yet fascinating, wouldn't you agree? Fascinating. Duty and rules are the dull routine of existence, and we all abhor. Give us interest, give us fascination. Speak for yourself. Besides, qualifications are no measure of a man. What matters is his character, no? And you've witnessed ample evidence of this man's exemplary character today with your own eyes. From the early hours of the morning until this very moment now. Despite contending with the passing of his close companion, and despite the accusations of guilt, this man has shown resourcefulness, intelligence, and above all, courage. Very well. I'll think of a clever way to word my report to the Department of Justice. Inspector! After all, I did just make a promise, didn't I? I said that I'd do anything at all to make up for my shortcomings here.
Thank you, Inspector.
If you'll excuse me, I must pay a visit to the captain's quarters, I think. I need to discuss what to do next and how to best make my report.
Are you really prepared to attempt this, Mr. Naruhodo?
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I wonder, would you consider teaching me what I need to know? Everything about being a lawyer?
I would be delighted to help you. I am a judicial assistant, after all.
Thank you.
And, Mr. Naruhodo, I'd like you to take charge of this.
What? Me? Are you sure?
I'm sure it's what Kazuma-sama would have wanted. Its name is Karuma. It's a great sword that has been in the Asogi clan for generations.
Very well. I accept. I'll treasure it, always.
By the way, that's the only karma reference that I was talking about. It's very, very...
Oh, that's... Wait, what? How's that a karma reference?
Karuma and karma are, like, the same thing.
Okay, okay. So then, Miss Susato. Teams will be working together for some time yet to come.
It will be an honor, Mr. Naruhodo. And for the next 40 days, I shan't grant you a single minute of freedom. We shall fill every spare moment with study.
Yes! That's exactly what I need! I'm gonna regret this tomorrow.
But before we begin, I have an earnest favor to ask of you, too.
Goodness, what is it?
Please throw me to the ground.
What?
I should never have doubted you. You were Kazuma-sama's closest friend. Of course you would have never done anything to hurt him. That should have been obvious to me from the start. But I allowed suspicion to get the better of me. And no matter how upset I was feeling, it was completely unforgivable behavior.
No, you were in shock. You just found out about me stowing away, and the cabin door was locked from the inside.
No, I won't let you make excuses for me. Whatever the circumstance, I should have never thrown you. Not just once, but 5 times.
Wait, so you're only let me do it 3? The number keeps creeping up, doesn't it?
Please, you must. Just take hold of me and throw me. Do it. Don't even think about it.
No, I don't even know how! I've never thrown anyone in my life! Very wise, Mr. Naruhodo. It isn't a skill one acquires without considerable training.
Oh, Mr. Sholmes.
I observed your throwing technique several times with great interest. I confess I was most impressed. When did he see that? I presume that would be a form of Japanese wrestling.
Oh, well, in a way. It's not wrestling, but my own interpretation of an ancient jiu-jitsu technique.
Apparently it's called the Susato takedown. It leaves your head swimming, believe me. How beguiling. I'm a practitioner of combative arts myself. I'm somewhat of an accomplished boxer. I've been known to discombobulate my enemies. There he goes, dancing around again. I wonder if you'd be so kind to instruct me on the technique of your arresting throw, and I will teach you to discombobulate.
Yes, I'd be honored.
Let us not dally. Demonstrate, my dear madame. Oh shit, I'm screwed.
Oh, of course. Are you ready, Mr. Naruhodo?
Oh, I'm fucked. What? Sorry?
Hey, as you can see, you throw from the abdomen.
Oh, yes! Arresting indeed! And that is the term for the Susato takedown, is it?
Actually, no, that was a Susato squash.
What? Wait, don't do this to me more! In my groggy state of consciousness, a scene from the evening recently spent with Cosmo flickered into my mind. Karma? That's right. It's a prized sword that's been passed down through generations of the Asoki clan. I can't believe you managed to get permission to bring it with you. I mean, taking a katana on a study tour is more than a little irregular, surely. A Japanese man's sword is his soul, Rinosuke. I can't be parted from my katana. Karma guides me. I truly believe that. Name compels its wielder to slice evil in two? Not that you would need so much compelling. On that subject, there's something very important I have to do in Great Britain, and I'll sacrifice anything to make it happen. I'd appreciate if you seeing it through with me. Of course I will. Whatever is it, I'll see it through to the end of you. I knew you wouldn't let me down. Because we are completely, 100% platonic partners and nothing more. That important thing he had to do. I still don't know what it was. But I'm going to see the place for myself and work it out. In Great Britain's capital, London. That's the end of the game, guys. It says end right there. Whole game's over.
And to specify my point from before, because I don't think I explained it well, Karuma is actually, I didn't say it because I wasn't 100% sure and I wanted to double check, but yes, Karuma is the Japanese last name instead of Von Karma. So
oh,
yes,
okay.
I remembered that correctly.
Okay, cool. All right.
So, yeah,
well,
so like I said, it's not exactly a Von Karma reference, but it isn't.
Yeah, I got you. Oh, Jesus Christ. This game hits. And by the way, yes, we do have, actually, if you guys are curious, we do actually have a full entire playlist of every single Ace Attorney game over on YouTube. Please go give me a subscribe in there, and I have funny memes on my other socials. Anyways, yeah, this game hits different from the other Ace Attorney games. This game hits very different. It hits very different.
That was case 2, baby.
That was only case 2, baby.
But like, that's what I love about it, is like, immediately you're 10 times more invested in Ryunosuke doing well as a lawyer.
Oh, I got another toxic waste. Give me 1 second. Yeah, like, we are sincerely invested in what he does. And, like, I really appreciate just how they made the entire case seem not faultless, but, like, tragic. Like, here's this girl, simple misunderstanding, and she kills a man who's actually about to try to help her, right? Like, that's tragic. And his goals are cut short, and his friends are no longer see him because, like, I still don't know what's happening between Susano and Asogi. I assume there's something there because we've hinted at it before. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm curious and I want to see what happens. And I'm excited to see what happens.
Yeah.
All right. That'll be it
Alrighty.
for today, guys. We're going to rate zone real quick. We're going to see who's live first. Don't forget to follow me. I'm on Tumblr, which I now have a fucking Tumblr. And Mastodon and all that cool stuff. Oh, God. We're going to raid... we'll say hi to Loki. They're doing a Pokemon Scarlet stream. Or Violet, whichever one it is. There's our raid message. Remember to check. I will. Check raid messages. Join the Discord. Subscribe to YouTube, please and thank you. That's what I'm working on a lot. And yeah, that's about it for me. Thank you guys very much for hanging out with me. Katie, thank you very much for joining with me. I will see you guys soon.
Bye, guys.
I heard to say stay safe and stay Botanist Cool. I'll see you soon. Bye, everyone.
Bye.